Well, Culture Affects Personality Part 2, Hip Hop, coming up next.
Audio Jungle.
Welcome to my channel. This is Mr. O, and we're going to talk about how culture affects personality. This is Part 2 in our series, and this is going to be a hip hop version. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with the East Coast, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, or what have you. So when I used to listen to New York hip hop, I think I liked the older beats in the 70s a little bit, but not much. The beats in the 70s and 80s, maybe early 90s, was kind of hard, rough, and rugged. You know, they were kind of tough, especially in the 90s. And I was like, man, the beats are so hard. I mean, they didn't have too many soul samples in the beats, but the beats were they were slamming. They was hard, you know. And I really couldn't get into it that much because, like I said, the beats was just it was a little rhythm, but the beats was just real hard. And so you wonder why the beats was so hard and rugged and tough. Well, that's the nature of New York. That's their culture. Anywhere from the cold weather to the street life, you know, big city, you know, the hustle, the Timberland, the Grey Goose jackets, the big, how can I say the construction wear, you know, the hard hats. I mean, that was representation of New York. So that's that correlated with why the beats were so hard and tough. That's the like the I wouldn't say imitation, but that is the influence of the New York streets, you know, New Jersey, Connecticut. So that East Coast vibe. So that's why the beats were hard, tough, rugged, and raw, because you know that's the nature of the city of New York, and that's why they wore, like I say, the hard steel-toe boots, the rugged fat goose jackets. You know, I mean, it was the big chains and stuff. That's just being tough, and that's what New York was about. So that's why that culture, you know, was definitely that personality was influenced by that culture. And now let's go all the way over to the West Coast. Sunny weather, beautiful weather, ocean. You got your just, I mean, beautiful days. I mean, you got your Cali vibe and just laid back, chill, let down the top. You know, just riding in your Cadillac or whatever, vibing. You know, that's that Cali vibe. I mean, even back in the day, Cali had a lot of groups that was out there, R&B groups. So they had a lot of soul samples that came from those 70s and 80s R&B groups, and that's a representation of I say like Dr. Dre when he had that song "Let Me Ride" or "Ain't Nothing But a G Thing," and then you got Snoop in his songs and stuff. You know, so those are representations of that laid back, chill Cali vibe, palm trees, sunny weather, beaches, ocean. You know, that's that laid back, chill vibe. So that's why when you hear a lot of music come out of Cali, it's kind of got that chill vibe. I mean, I know they had MWA and other groups out there that had gangster rap and stuff, but for the most part, a lot of Cali rappers that I'm aware of, the vibe was kind of like chill, man. It wasn't like hard, rough, boom, 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 like rough, rugged beats like they had in New York on the East Coast. So, like I said, that's that culture. You know, that personality took on that culture, and you can hear it in the music out there on the West Coast, even in Oakland, kind of the same thing. That whole chill Cali vibe, you know. So then you come down to where I'm from, you come to down south, where, I got to be honest, at my age, I'm 50 years old, and twerking has been out since I was like maybe 16 or 17. And yeah, it was called twerking back then, trust me. A lot of people around the country outside of Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida, maybe they not too familiar with that till the last 4 or 5 years or whatever, 10 years. But twerking has always been out since I was like a teenager. And so what influenced us down there? Booty shaking music, bass riffs, hardcore bass riffs. and up tempo beats, and like I said, just a good bass line to make you want to rock, and mostly twerking music, and that's where it came from down south, especially from Miami with the Two Live crew, down in that area. But that's why you kind of get that vibe because that's kind of what I like, and that's what I kind of grew up off of. So that was a culture, booty shaking, bumping, music, from New Orleans to Miami, you know, Mississippi, like I said, all over the place. Arkansas, just that butt shaking music, man, to make you want to get on the dance floor, and that's what we was about. And I still listen to that music today, even the old school music, because it did influence me, and also that was part of our culture and our personality. That's why they had songs out with "Back That Thing Up" by Juvenile, "Shake It Fast" by Mystical, the old school song "Shake It" by MC Sade, Tag Team, "Whoop There It Is." I mean, so you got all these songs that came out from down south, man. It was booty shaking music, man. And like I said, I've been hearing that since I was 16, and that culture did, it did permeate into our personalities down there. That's what we like to do. Of course, the men like to do it. They like to see the women dance. But again, that's that personality that we had down there from that culture of the bass lines and the up tempo beats that make women, man. Some guys, want to shake their butts. So even if we recap, let's go back to the East Coast. East Coast, hard, rough, rugged. I mean, tough and hard beats. Beats that got hard riffs in them, and that comes from the street life with the Timberland boots, the fat goose jacket, the chains. What's up, son? Hey, son. The tough and gritty and raw. Then you go over to the West Coast, palm trees, sunny California, beaches. Cool vibe. Smoking a little something. Riding with the drop top down, chilling. You know what I mean? Laid back, chill. That's Cali. And of course, you take it back home to Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida, Louisiana. Can't leave Texas out either. You got the booty shaking music, man, and make people want to, get up and dance and shake their butts. And that's why a lot of those type of heavy bass riffs that came out down south with Luke and them and everybody else with, it was all about twerking and shaking down there. And that's what it's about, man. And that's how, you know, these three different styles came to be because the culture of those vibes in those city definitely played a role in your personality as far as how you wanted to party and how you want to dance. I'm not saying anything about your personal personality, but when it's time to get out there and party and dance and everything, if I go somewhere now, I'm gonna want to listen to some down south music. That's where I came from. That's not always the case because I love all music, but that's my niche that I grew up off of. That down south party shaking, booty shaking music. So, and that's indignant to the culture that we was raised in. And I don't want to forget any other places because you got Chicago, and you got the Midwest, you got St. Louis, Nelly and those guys and everything. But they have their own styles too and their own uh, personality that affected their cultures too. In St. Louis, Chicago, places like that. Even Memphis, won't want to leave Memphis out. So I'm just saying, guys. In hip hop is a big thing. Still to this day. And trust me, when I say personality is dictated by the culture, it really is. Peace.